How you going, guys? Luke Martin here from Sydney West Martial Arts. I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and we get lots of questions on how do I tie my belt. Obviously, most of the time it's white belts or parents or kids that don't know how to do it. People that have been training Jiu-Jitsu for a little while generally know how to tie their belt, but hey, maybe you've been training for a bit and you don't know how to do it properly. Let's have a look today at two options. Nice, easy, basic option, and then a second knot that's a little bit tighter, a little more difficult to come undone, and more so used by a lot of the judo players. So if you come in here, I'll show you what we're going to do. So, sort of two options, right? What we can do is we can find the center of our belt by having the two ends down on the floor and having your hand here in the center. So we've got the middle of my belt. This is option number one. What we can do is make sure our left lapel is over our right lapel. Generally, you'll find your gi will probably have the patches or have the logos on that side, so we don't have it the other way. We have it like so. And we're going to put where we found the center of our belt, right where our belly button is. We're going to take that all the way around our body, making sure it's dressed nice and neat so you don't have twists in it. All the way around, and then at the back, they're going to cross over each other. Again, make sure that there's no twists. Bring it all the way back around the front, and what we end up with is two tails. Sometimes you'll find one tail is longer than the other. Take a little bit of time to make sure both of them are the same length, basically. That's what we're after here. So I'm in a position where I have three pieces of belt on top of each other. What I like to do now is the piece that's on top, I take it underneath all the way through. So I've started to make a knot now. I can pull that as tight as I like. You don't have to go too crazy, but it's up to you how tight you want to pull that at this stage. Now the nice easy option, I take my bottom piece of belt, I bend it over, I place my top piece of belt over the top, and I just feed that back through the gap here. I end up with a relatively nicely dressed knot. I can pull that as tight as I like and lock it in place. Both lengths are, relatively even in length. So this is the basic option, I suppose. If you want a belt or a knot that'll maybe be a little tighter, what we can do here is, instead of just putting the knot here, we're going to take our top piece of belt and we're going to search for the center. We're going to search for the center of the two pieces that are around our body, and we're going to poke that tail down. Notice that I put it on the outside of this piece, not on the inside. Put it on the outside. I'm then going to take my bottom piece here. I'm going to bring it up through my tail and back down through the middle, just like we did on the other one. You can already start to see the knot starting to form here, and I can pull that again as tight as I like. This is definitely a much tighter knot, tends to not come undone, and maybe even looks a little bit nicer. So that's it, guys. That's how you tie your belt. If you've got any more questions or you want to start training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, come and see us down here. Thank you.